What's going on, guys? Back in another video. Today I'm going to talk about how to properly decontaminate your vehicle. We're going to go over the steps and the products I use in my mobile detailing business. Now let's get to the video. All right, guys, so the first step we're going to do into properly decontaminating the paint, we got to wash it first. Got to remove all the contaminants, all the debris. So we're going to be using DIY Incredible Suds. So one thing about this product, it smells great. I would say it smells like, hold on. It smells like grapes. It smells really good. So it says to put 4 ounces to 3 ounces in the foam cannon. I've been testing it lately. What I've been doing is just putting in 1 ounce. So we got 1. Let's put it right here. And then, honestly, I put around like that much. And the rest water. So we're gonna be filling it up. Fill it up to right there, and the rest of the residue, put it in the bucket. Shaking it up. So that's what it looks like when it has 1 ounce in there. And then also for my bucket, you want to keep it a little bit lubricated. So I will put around 3 caps full. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so the first thing we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be foaming on the vehicle first. After foaming it down, we're gonna rinse it and then foam it again. This is to reduce the swirls or any contamination on the vehicle. Just so it makes us safer to wash the vehicle. So let's get to that. We got the foam cannon ready and dialed in. All right, so let's get to foaming the vehicle. All right, guys, so we just finished foaming it. Now it's time to rinse it. So start from top to bottom. All right, guys, so we just finished foaming it, rinsing it. Now we're gonna foam it again. All right, guys, so we just finished foaming it down. Now it's time to do a contact wash. So we got the grid guard and a couple of wash mitts in the bucket. So we're gonna start from top to bottom. Whatever comes up must come down. So the product's super slippery, and overall it's a good product to use. So we're still testing it out, but man, I feel like it's really highly concentrated. You get a lot done when using this product. So I think this product is one of the best smelling products I smell lately. Smells great overall. So this one's this overall a pH balance soap. Just something for that contact to get all that film off. In California right now, it's weird weather. As you see, it's already gloomy. Earlier on this appointment, we thought we weren't be able to do it because it started misting on us, so weren't sure if the client would still want the cars washed. But other than that, we're still getting it done. How do you guys handle in your detailing business if a client does cancel? You guys just wait it out for your next appointment, or do you guys clean your van? What do you guys do in that meantime? Drop it down in the comments below. All right, guys, so we just finished doing a contact wash. We got it thoroughly cleaned. Now it's time to rinse it. So we're gonna rinse it down, and then we're gonna show you guys on how I do my process when I decontaminate the paint. So let's get it going. All right guys, so the next step we're gonna be doing is using an iron remover to remove the contaminants of the vehicle. So what I'm gonna be doing is spraying it on the most exposed parts. You don't have to hit the whole car, just like wherever fallout falls at, it's ideal to hit. That's how you'll be wasting a lot of iron remover if you just hit it on the whole car, because everything comes from up. And in the back, you could also just spray a lot just because that's where everything's getting kicked up the most. So this is the part would you want to focus on the most. A lot of iron gets held up right here. So we got that dialed in. So the reason why I filmed the car is because I don't want to be killing my hand consistently spraying the clay loop, and then also it's going to be causing an issue because the bonding with any sealant or say ceramic coating, you rather have like a pH neutral soap, nothing that has any wax in it, because when you have wax or any fillers or anything in the soap, it's going to have conflict with any protection you put on it. It's not going to last as long. So clay bar, what clay bar is going to be using? We got 2 clay bars to pick from. We got the Coach Chemi clay bar right here. This is a medium. And then we got the nano skins right here. This one's a synthetic clay bar, so it just depends on the condition of the vehicle. Say for instance, this car is parked inside the garage a lot, so you might roll with this one right here just because it's easier, fast and efficient, the synthetic. But we're just gonna go with this one today because we did on the other video about some synthetics. So I definitely want to cover this one. So, but the difference between the two, so this one will be for well-kept cars or cars that haven't been that old. Like say if you take care of your car, I would recommend this one. But say for instance you had your car outside, or it's going to be like a daily and it has more neglection, I would definitely pick this one up. This one hasn't been clay barred in a while, so this is why we're going to roll with this clay bar. So what we're going to do, I'll put this back in the van. Okay, so I got this clay bar from Coach Chemi. So what I'm going to be doing is peeling off a bit. You don't have to use the whole clay bar. This is 200 grams. I've seen some people just use half the clay bar for one car. Just peel a little piece out and you just mold it to like a pancake. We're gonna put this right here. So how we clay bar the vehicle is we're gonna just lightly put a light pressure on it. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, just light. And we just rock it back and forth. The cool thing about the foam, it's gonna show you where you clay bar last. So as you see, you have a uniform pattern showing you you're hitting the surface. So the reason why we use a clay bar is to get rid of all the fallout or contaminants on the vehicle, and then so it leaves a fresh, smooth, clean slate. So when you do apply your sealant or your ceramic coating, it's going to bond better onto the surface. But you can just put wax on the vehicle without clay bar in the car, but it's not going to last as long. So I'm gonna be flipping over my clay. One thing you like to focus a lot is the bumper. That's where all the bugs are, all the impacted areas. That's where the most dirtiest part of the car, or the rocker panels. And if you guys drop one of your traditional clay bars, I would recommend just getting another one. But if you have a synthetic clay bar, if you drop it, you can always rinse it and then keep using it. So that's a pro to a synthetic. So now we're moving on to the door. As you see, we're just massaging the paint with the clay bar. Just taking it easy. So it's always a case-by-case scenario on what clay bar you're going to be picking. That's up to you to identify the issue of the contaminants. Are you going to be using a synthetic or a traditional one? But like I said, if you have issues on what to pick, you can always start with the synthetic and then work your way up. But if a car is really rough and it's just heavy contaminants, then I would recommend you getting a traditional clay bar to pick it up. The great thing about a traditional clay bar is that it picks up more contaminants and overall just a little bit better. So as you see right now, I just dropped the clay bar. So what I'll be doing now is just throwing it away, get a new piece. All right, so you just see the vehicle is starting to dry up. So what I'm gonna do is turn on the pressure washer, foam it again to give me more working time for like the clay lube, the soap, and iron, just so it gives me better gliding. What areas you want to look out for is like tops. That's where all the contamination likes to hang out, or the bottom, which is like where the license plate is. So this will be our last door we're working on, and then we'll come through and rinse it off. So we just finished clay bar in the vehicle, use an iron remover. So after all the vehicle is decontaminated, now it's time to rinse it. So let's get it going. All right guys, so the next step is dry off the vehicle using our Eagle blower. All right guys, so now we just finished drying off the vehicle. We hit the door jambs and the glass, everything behind the scenes, just because I really want to focus on the decontamination part. The one thing I will show you, we're going to be shining the tires. This will be almost the last step before we choose our protection. We'll be agitating the wheel with our tire shine. This will be the last step, and then we'll show you guys how to protect your vehicle. Wipe that down. All right, so the reason why we hit the tires before we start protecting the vehicle, just because we're gonna let that tire shine sit. So as you see, we hit this off air. This one's already sitting in, getting into the surface, which as you see on the other wheel right here, this wheel has a little bit of tire shine still waiting to get absorbed. So that's the one reason why we put the tires before the protection. So if the client does drive off, we don't get sling. So we let that sit, and then now we're gonna go for our protection. So this is like the last step on what protection you could use. So it's all up to you. You could do a wax, a ceramic coating, or just a regular sealant. So right now, we're gonna just be using a sealant. So I'm gonna go get the sealant and show you guys what I'm gonna be using. All right, so we picked up the sealant. We're gonna be using a ceramic sealant from Technician's Choice. This one I feel like is just an easy sealant to apply. It's durable and just easy to use. So we're gonna just be spraying a little bit on the towel and just work that product in. So we're expecting the paint and also protecting it at the same time. And it's just a fast way to clean and protect the vehicle. What I like about this product, it doesn't leave a lot of streaking or any haze like other products. Say if I use Car Pro Reload, that one would be needing 2 towels. You apply it and then you have to flip over the towel just so you could get an idea and just buff it out, and then use another towel just to make sure you don't have any streakiness or any smear marks on the paint. So we're just lightly going over the car, inspecting the paint and also protecting at the same time. I really wanted to try the quick beads, but I left it at home from DIY Details. But just using what we have right now. Just now working onto the back area. And the cool thing about this product, like I said, like we're expecting it and protecting at the same time. One thing I like about it is that when you have drip marks, you can just easily come through and address it and then protect at the same time. So now, as you see, we're working in the product, leaving a nice gloss behind and nice slick protection. So this is where I'm talking about the drip mark right here. The spray, just let you go over it, get rid of that issue. Now it's time to work on the product on the hood, get the bumper. All right guys, so that's how we properly decontaminate and wash the vehicle. If you guys have any comments, drop it down below. And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content.